Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Gabrielle Ray and I present cases of missing persons, unsolved homicides, and the unidentified. Today I will be presenting the case of Avi Keys. He has been missing since May 15th, 2004 from Fairbanks, Alaska. He was born on February 12th, 1985. He is a white male, 5'6", and 140 pounds. And his eyes are brown and his hair is black. He was 19 years old and he grew up in Wasilla, Alaska. He was raised by his father after his mother moved to California and gave up all rights to the father. Prior to his disappearance, he had only left the state one time to visit his grandmother when he was a toddler in Florida. He went to Weller Elementary School and dropped out of Lathrop High School and received his GED. He was on the high school wrestling team and also worked at a Pizza Hut and at a touring company afterwards. On May 13th, Avi went on a ride down Stees Highway with Jason Fisher, David Mason, and Josiah Thurmiow. Jason was 19 at the time and David was 23. All four were on a meth binge and were high for days. During the ride, Jason shot David 2 times in the head, while Josiah helped dismember the body. There was no clear motive for the killing, and a few days later, police attempted to stop Avi and Jason for a traffic offense. The men fled in the vehicle and led authorities on a high-speed chase, while meanwhile, David's body parts were still in the trunk of the car. Police caught up to Avi, but Jason got away. He was charged with a DUI, a criminal mischief, and failure to stop for a peace officer. He was bailed out by his dad, David Keys, and he told him he was going to be going away for a few days. He told his father, in quote, "Dad, don't worry if I don't come back for a few days." Police impounded the car, but never searched it, until weeks passed and somebody started noticing a smell. They opened the trunk and discovered that there was a corpse left in there. The car, which was in the police impound lot, contained knives, axes, a machete, and a mason jar containing a tattooed flesh of an arm and a human ear. Cutting tools were also found in the trunk of the car, and by the time police went to go look for Avi, he was missing. A year passed before David's body was identified, and police ended up catching up to Jason. Jason pleaded no contest to second-degree murder and is now serving 82 years in prison. He had also previously had some drug charges. Josiah testified against Jason and was granted immunity for his cooperation, but still the two men say that they have no clue as to Avi's whereabouts. Avi missed court dates in connection to his chase charges, and warrants were issued for his arrest. Investigators presumed that he fled to avoid prosecution for charges relating to the chase. Avi did have a prior arrest record for assault and hindering prosecution. Investigators first believed he was just hiding from the law, but now they suspect foul play has occurred. His loved ones have not heard from him since, and it is unlike most fugitives not to contact at least somebody in their family. It is unclear if the disappearance is connected to the murder, but Avi is still missing to this day. Jason claimed that he had killed David to try and make himself quote-unquote look big. A high school girlfriend of Avi's had also said, in quote, "I could never imagine him being involved. I always thought he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time." Unfortunately, that is all the information that I have collected on Avi Keys' disappearance. But there are a few questions that are raised. Did the prosecution ask anything about Keys in relation to David's killing? Was he involved, or was he just merely a driver, or did he have a role in his killing as well? Did no one report David missing, or was he just a person who spent a lot of time away from his family and his friends and would drop off the face of the earth, for a couple days and then come back? Or did he not really have much of a family? And I think the biggest question in this is, why was the car not immediately searched by police? If he was leading them on a high-speed chase for only, a traffic violation, wouldn't police have thought, oh, hey, maybe he's trying to hide something from us? Or could it have been drugs? Could it have been weapons? Or possibly the dismembered body in his trunk? It is honestly baffling to me that the car wasn't searched and the body had to have been found weeks later. And I would also like to know, was it a police officer who smelled the smell, or was it a civilian? Who was it that discovered him? I have so many questions about this case. Were police actively searching for him in connection to David's murder? Since, Josiah was on trial and Jason was sentenced, was he actively searched for as well? And could they have just not found him beforehand? Who reported Avi missing? He told his dad he was going away for a couple of days, so that could have hindered, reporting him missing. But at the same time, when was he reported missing and by who? Now, there are a couple conclusions that could be drawn from this disappearance. The first is that he could have possibly ran away to get away from the charges that were pending against him for the car chase and the eventual murder of David Mason. Could he be in hiding somewhere that we just don't know about? He changed his looks or changed the way he lives, or could he have possibly just committed suicide because he did not want to deal with the charges and his body's never been found? Since he was a known drug user, could he have accidentally overdosed somewhere? It is not very likely, but possible that he overdosed somewhere in a barren or wooded area and nobody has found his body yet. Now, the most plausible theory to me is that he did run into foul play somewhere, albeit by a stranger or maybe somebody in retaliation to what happened to David. Was David close with anybody? Could somebody close to David have, gone looking for Avi saying, hey, this guy was involved with the killing of my friend, my relative, so-and-so, and went after him? We just don't know, unfortunately, because to this day he is still missing. And we need to keep an eye out for him because he could be anywhere. He could be disoriented somewhere, just wandering around, living day to day and, trying to escape from his past. But unfortunately, your past will catch up to you. If Avi is still alive today, he would be 34 years old. Once again, he was born on February 12th, 1985. He was a white male who stood at 5'6" and weighed 140 pounds, with brown eyes and black hair. If you or anybody you know have any information on this disappearance, please call the Alaska State Troopers at 907-269-5038. His NamUs case number is MP4342, and the agency case number is 05-88726. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night.